Well, hello, YTPC. It is Monday afternoon, January 15th. It is about 3 o'clock. 3:37 is what the old iPad says. 3:37 on Monday afternoon, Martin Luther King Day. So, I guess we'll start right off. So, some of you guys are commenting on the color of my pipe. So, this is the Maryland Meerschaum. Jane Dees was talking about it. It's pretty colored up now. And since I've cleaned it a couple of times, you can see the color now starting to come in up here now, and that's my real goal. Get the upper half of that bowl colored up. Let's see. Today's Monday, so I'll smoke it today, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it's going to get set aside for a while. While I'm in Wyoming, I won't carry it with me. I won't smoke on the drive. I'll wait till I won't smoke at my son's house, so it won't be until Monday night or Tuesday next week. So couple days left, and then the trip, and then I'll come back with the pipe. And I have a Wyoming version of this pipe. It's not quite the same. So what's in it today? I'm smoking what's called Ahab's Comfort from Watt City, and I've never tried it before, so it's my first time with this bad boy. And I just thought I'm going to pick you up and move you so you can see. So this is what it looks like coming out of the bag. These big chunks called crumble cake, I guess. I'm so stupid, I don't really know, but I read somewhere this is crumble cake. And my first bowl, I actually just dumped this in the bowl and started smoking, and it took forever to light it, and it took forever. It's hard to keep it lit. So then now I've rubbed it out. So this is a one-time rub. It's not I probably should do an Uncle Willie special and do a 3-time rub. But that's good enough. I'm going to go ahead and load that up into the bowl and get it lit, and then I will come back. All right, we got it loaded up. Thank you, Greg. What you see here, this is tobacco reviews. I just want to read it because it does taste different. This is one of the more interesting blends I've ever had. So this dark, rich English crumble flake of 60% Latakia balanced out with Turkish, white burley, stoved Cavendish, red Virginia, and Perique. A beautiful sliced tobacco for those whose white whale is Latakia or Latakia. Anyway, this guy wrote a pretty good review. Jim Inks. The richly smoky, woody, leathery, musty incense-like sweet Cyprian Latakia is the star component. And though this is close to being a lat bomb, it's one with some complexity. I think this thing's a lat bomb. I'm the most junior person in the YTPC, but this is a lat bomb to me. That's almost all I tasted at first. This is the kind of sentence that goes on that I just will never, I don't think I ever see myself having this kind of flavor capability. The red Virginia is tangy, dark fruit, sweet with a lot of earth and wood. And like the less obvious, toasty, lightly grassy, honey, sugary, fermented, sweet stove Cavendish underscores most every puff. Wow. I'll just stick with it. I think it's a lap bomb. I'm not sure what I think of it, to be honest. I know some of you wrote, so like it's your favorite blend, so I got some. So this is not get a thumbs up for me. It doesn't get a thumbs down yet, but I'm struggling with it a little bit. I don't think you'll ever hear me review tobacco like that. I just don't have that. I've told you on some of my videos, I'm a thumbs up, thumbs down. Mouth likes it, mouth doesn't like it. Mouth isn't too sure on this one yet. So the other thing I wanted to follow up on was my Zippo. I didn't have time to look around for the right kind of fluid. So I had to go to Walmart. There's no Zippo light fluid at Walmart. So I used I'm sure you're going to tell me this is like the worst possible, cheapest crap for lighter fluid that exists on the planet Earth. But I did fill it. I got this bad boy filled up, and it will light. I let it burn for a minute. It does a nice job of lighting. And I can smell the lighter fluid more than I can taste it. So I just anyway, just feel like I've joined the club. I'm no longer a complete rookie. I got myself a Zippo. It was funny to see the comments in there. Some of you guys are like, "This is the greatest thing that's ever happened to man," and some of you are like, "This is the worst thing to happen to pipe lighting known to man." And it all seems to revolve around whether you can taste it or not, or smell it or not. My dad will go buy a bunch of them and start a collection. Like Bean 316 has his own, like what do you say? It's like a 12 or 16 Zippo lighter stand on his bar. I doubt you'll see me do that, but it is nice to have one and understand how to light it and understand the pipe insert and all that. So it's fun to own. So it was nice showing you the horse farm because I can talk about it a little bit more now. We're in the middle of trying to replace our key staff member, Raul. I told you a while ago that he resigned. And he's trying to get home, be with his kids, get back to Mexico. So we put together a bunch of people, and we, meaning my wife's doing most of the work. But I don't know about you guys, but my wife is an interesting combination of what we call I do it, like leave me alone, I got it, stop bugging me, stop asking me, and get your ass over here and help me out. So today was B. Today was, hey, help me put the grid together. And so what we have to do is, we have to staff from basically 7 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, and not continuously. So that's a challenge. And one of the things that's interesting about staffing a horse farm, or probably any animal farm, I don't mean like I'm the only guy that has this problem, but the concern or the problem with staffing a horse farm, and we've been at it 10 years, is that you and your employees have to understand that the horses don't give a shit what day it is. Today's Martin Luther King Day. Most of the world's closed here in the U.S. Not horse farms. The horses got to go out. You got to clean their stalls. They got to get fed. They got to get watered. They need their supplements. Some of them need their medicine. I am not packing this correctly, by the way. They don't care if it's Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. They don't care if it's your birthday. They don't care if your mom's sick. And the animals need to be taken care of, period. Without question. No excuses, period. And the average American is not used to that kind of responsibility. They don't care if you woke up tired this morning. They don't care if you were out too late last night. They don't care if you drank too much peach flavored Crown. They just want to be fed and taken out. If you don't do it right, you get in trouble pretty quickly. They're pretty finicky animals. I have no idea how they survive out in the wild. Anyway, so finding the right kind of people who say, I can't wait to work at a horse farm till they've done it for 2 or 3 days. We went through, for the first several years, We tried to hire people who loved horses and loved being around horse farms. Right? That sounded really good to us. It was stupid. Because your love of horses gets curbed pretty quickly. By about the third day, you've picked horse crap out of 20 stalls. Well, the first time you got to come back to the farm at 9 or 10 o'clock at night because there's a horse is colicked or choked. So anyway, it's a unique person who truly wants to and can work at a horse farm. And they have to be able to work Sundays and Saturdays and take Wednesdays off, and they have to be able to be flexible because then the other staff wants their Sunday off. So you got to move people around. It's not the same work schedule. It's not 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. You can't call in because it's too snowy to get to work. You can't call in because it's 5 degrees outside and you just don't feel like working it. You don't call in because it's 110 degrees outside and you don't feel like going to work. You can't call in because it's been raining for 3 days and there's nothing but a mud pit out there. So it's really a unique experience to interview people and find out, why are you interested in this position? Or if you are an intelligent horse person, why you want to leave your current position? So that's a huge part of the interview process. And we found a really good candidate today. So my wife said, hey, get over here and help me figure this out. So that's what I did. I did that for a couple hours this morning. All right. Total failure on Ahab's comfort. It's probably my comfort. I'll take the heat. But I kind of ran home. I don't know if you ever run home to Mama Blend, but mine today is Burley Morning Pipe. I went back. I think I was on it yesterday. It's easy. It's packed. It's nice. That's good. I'm sticking with that for the day. That's better. So we got a little bit of snow coming down. There's the beast. You can see a little bit of snow. Looks good. We're in the pretty stage. I don't think we're going to get a whole lot more than this. For the more keen observers, make sure my mic's still working. So the more keen observers might notice this is not a pipe. Turns out I don't think it's Ahab's comfort. My pipe was a mess. So I just got frustrated. I just did a thorough, deep cleaning of it. I'm setting it aside. It's perfect and be ready for tomorrow. And I decided just to go easy. And so what I went with an Oliva V, an Oliva Series V, Liga Especial. So that's what this guy is. This is one of my favorites. I don't smoke them that often, but when I do, I really do enjoy them. It's pretty much Churchill size. Guys, I love I'm a V-cut man. When I'm in Wyoming, I use my huge V-cut. But when I'm here, I just use these simple guillotines. And I love the methodology to cut it by just setting this on the table, setting this down and clipping it. And it gives a perfect cap clip. In fact, I saved it because I just wanted to show it to you. That's just like a perfect cap clip. Look how much of the cap is still left. Anyway, I punted on the pipe. I went with the cigar. He's pretty good. So the smoke isn't the only thing I ditched on. I was trying to drink some green tea, iced tea. That just wasn't work for me either. So I switched to my Connemara with my nice whiskey glasses and that giant block of ice. So if you're gonna call an audible, call it right. That's better. I forgot, where were we, by the way? For you guys, it's probably been like a couple minutes. For me, it's been like an hour. We've been talking about what's it like to hire and who do you go after. And it may sound racial, but we have found the Mexican population, the guys that we bring up from Mexico, are fabulous. And the Americans that we try to hire just can't cut it. I mean, we literally can't get an American to work more than 3 or 4 days without having their truck breaks down, or they get a flat, or dead mother, or their sixth dead grandmother, or we joke about it. There's like 20 things we've heard, and there's we joke there's really no more. There's about 20 things that the excuse train starts to bring in, and once someone's demonstrated to you their excuse train, it's time to move on from them. So when we go into Mexico and bring true Mexican nationals in and hire them and give them their visa and a steady paycheck and a home to live in. That's the other thing. I've talked to I talked to a couple of you in the comments, but I don't think I've said it here. That farmhouse is free housing for our employees. And then we have high-speed internet, cable TV, and all the utilities, and that's all covered. It costs them nothing. So they get a pretty decent wage. They're taken care of fairly well. They're documented. They get Maryland driver's licenses along with their visas. It takes the fear away. Our goal is to change their lives. And in turn, we get a great worker too. I mean, it's not just benevolence. I mean, I get good employees, and they work hard for us, and they take great care of our horses, and they take great care of our clients. They take great care of our farm. So it's a win-win. But it's got to be a win-win for me to sleep at night. If we drive them pretty hard, we expect to pay them well and take care of them, and we do. So visas are expensive. They're usually about $9,000 a year per visa. I understand why a lot of farms don't do it. In fact, the guy we're hiring today is still illegal. 26 years in the country, and no one's ever made him legal. And I have a problem with that. I mean, I'm not going to overjudge individual farms, but I have a problem with keeping a man in your employment for 20 years and not documenting him. There's a fear amongst those that drive around or try to live around or go shopping or do anything in life undocumented. Now, I don't like what's happening to the southern border. We've talked about that, and I don't think I'm being hypocritical because we hire and immediately document. So anyway, it's important to me, and it changes their lives. So again, that's like taking care of them, getting their documents, and treating them like real people, above board. As soon as his visa comes in, we'll start paying him through payroll. Get direct deposit. His taxes get taken out. I mean, we treat him like a regular person, and it does change their life. We've had probably 7 or 8 over the 10 years now, and it's fun to do. It's fun to see them, see the fear leave their eyes, and see the fear leave the way they walk. They can drive to the grocery store without worrying about it. It's fun. It's a good thing to do. But putting together staff coverage is more like a police department, or than an office. It's not Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. It's 24 hours, 24 by 7 by 365. We have to have night checks done. We go out and look at them and make sure that nothing's happened while it gets dark. And as everybody, including the horses, go to bed, everyone's safe. Make sure all the stall doors are locked and closed, and make sure all the barn doors are closed if we need to. Make sure all the heaters are turned on if they need to be turned on, like tonight, that will be the case. Anyway, it's a pain in the butt, but when you get it done and you do it right, it's pretty feels pretty good. Few, if anything, calms me down more than smoking a great cigar. I learned that on the golf course a couple decades ago, that just a great cigar smoked well really does calm me down. So I understand why people smoke cigarettes, because I think it does it for them. I mean, I have no interest in cigarettes, but I do know just 10-15 minutes into the cigar, I already feel calm. So back to horse farm staffing for a minute. The other thing we have to be careful of when we pick somebody is, do they have any horse experience at all? We even had somebody say, well, my grandmother owned horses and I really liked being around them. And I'm like, well, that doesn't, sorry, we'll take your employment under consideration. That doesn't really cut it. Because we have to have somebody out there who has the ability to see when a horse is in trouble. If they're colicking, if they're laying down, if they're choking, these are medical terms. And do you notice them are acting different? Do you notice that? Does someone come in with a cut on their leg? Do you notice that? Have they thrown a shoe? Did you notice that? Have you seen two that got along for the last 6 months and now fighting and they're kicking each other, and one has a horseshoe print on his side? We have to be able to notice these things. You have to be a noticer to be a successful horse farm employee. You can't just be you can't be kind of what you almost call like a typical teenager or young person, where they just walk around with their face in their phone and don't really notice what's around them. That just will not work on a horse farm. And then you have the ability to be organized. If you have 20 horses, can you keep the feed, supplement, medicine grid, hay grid up to date and follow it? Some horses need their hay soaked if they're not doing well. If they've just suffered choke, they have to have everything soaked. Can you remember to do that? We have plaques on every stall door that says what that should be doing, and then we have a grid up in the feed room, but you still have to be able to follow it. You have to have some intelligence. You can't be rushing through it. And then the last piece is, does somebody have comfort giving shots to horses? Some of the meds that calm them down in the initial first date of a horse issue is lots of times a shot. And so it's nice to have somebody on the farm at all times who has that ability to identify it and give them a shot. Even if we have to call an emergency vet call, it's still nice to have the horse calmed and ready in case something has to be done when the vet gets there. So a number of you saying, have a good trip, and is it this week, or are you already there, or that kind of thing. So today is Monday, Martin Luther King Day. I do plan on leaving kind of in the middle of the night on Thursday, like 3 a.m. That should put me in St. Louis. The first day is St. Louis, so all day Thursday is the drive from Washington, D.C. to St. Louis. It's about a 12-hour, 13-hour drive. I learned on the trip out here, the night driving is kind of fun. I left at 2 a.m. from St. Louis to come here, and that means for the first 6 hours or so, it's really just you and the truckers, and that's not so bad. Far fewer accidents. And then so Thursday night we'll sleep in St. Louis, Ranger and I, and then Friday we'll get up early, and it's about another 12-hour drive from St. Louis to Denver. Sean gets off at 5 o'clock. So I'd like to be in Denver at his house by about 3 or 4 o'clock. I have 3 nights of dinners with my boy. Maybe do something outdoors. We'll do something fun Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday morning, he'll go to work at 9 o'clock, and I will hit the road at 9 and be at the Jackson house. If I leave at 9, I'll probably be there by 4 or 5 o'clock that afternoon. I think the most dangerous, remotest part of the trip is, in fact, the last 4 or 5 hours of the trip. Once I'm on I-80, I turn north at Rawlings, Wyoming, and head out, and kind of to the wild, empty Indian reservation area of central Wyoming. And that is pretty remote. It's not unusual to drive for a half hour and not even see another car, or an hour or two and only see one or two. You see no lights out there. You can drive for an hour and not see a single house or light. It'd be a terrible place to break down, that's for sure. No cell signal. So rest assured, we have a whole emergency kit that goes in the back of the expedition. Buddy heaters, propane, extra propane, water, food, dog food, blankets, candles, radios. It's all in there. So it pretty much lives in the expedition. I don't see any reason to get it out. So that's sort of the week here. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday. The road Thursday and Friday. Denver the weekend. And then over to Wyoming Monday afternoon. And I'll try to do videos along the way. I don't know. I might have to pre-record a Freedom Friday vid for Friday, because I guess I'll have some with me. I guess I could do it then. Try to show you what the roads look like across the United States. It'll be fun to show you the arrival at the house as well. It'd be fun. So you saw Mark got what we called his second unicorn from me today, and that was fun. I explicitly hid it from him. I decided not to tell him that I'd found his second unicorn. And some of you, there's a bunch more of you on my list, and I'll work down the list little by little. But if you talk in your video, Uncle Willie talked about this. If you talk about something in your video like, this is my absolute favorite, or I can't find this, or I really don't have the budget for that, or that's a red flag for me, that's when the idea bell goes off. So I just wanted you to know how I'm doing this. I enjoy it. I love it. It's fun. Look at the look on Mark's face. How can you not love that? It's truly the best part of being in the YTPC, is being able to give joy to people and see that joy on their face, and then watch them try to return fire. It's pretty fun. I want to make it super clear that if you are on my hit list and you get something from me, I want nothing back. I know some of you aren't going to listen to me, and that's fine. I expect nothing back. I don't really want any return fire. That's not why I do it. In fact, if you want to pay it forward, that's even better. You see my cellar, you see all the crap I have. So anyway, I just want to speak to that and be honest about it. I love doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it. I'll probably keep doing it for a long time, but it's out of love and out of having fun. And if you can pay it forward so 2 of you feel joy from it, that's even better. Guys, I struggle to retrohale my cigars. They still sting me pretty good, even when I'm doing it gently. So I don't retrohale nearly as much when I'm smoking a cigar. So I can do it, but that stung a little bit. I don't know if you guys have the same experience or not. So guys, the 7-question video generated a lot of conversation. In fact, I'm having a little bit of trouble keeping up with all the comments anymore. It's still important to me, but for me to film a video and then watch some of yours and comment on yours and keep up on the kind of the deluge of comments coming in. Sometimes I'm not doing as good as I should. So sometimes you get the thumbs up and the heart. I know that pisses Willie off, by the way. I think about that every time I click thumbs up and a heart and move on. I'm like, Willie ain't gonna like that. But the depth of your thoughts, the depth of your convictions, some of you are pretty declarative, like this is the answer, and it's kind of interesting. But I really respect it, and I like where the channel is going. I like that how many people are participating in it, and I like how many people have said, "Damn it, I got to start reading the Bible now," or "I have to think about these questions. I got to watch that video again. You're killing me with these questions." So I think that's great. And I want to make it clear, because I type this in a lot into my comments, but I want to say it to everybody. I'm okay with being a man of faith and having deep questions. I mean, maybe that's part of the definition of faith, is you have your faith in spite of having all these questions. And some of these questions, I don't expect answers, and I certainly don't expect easy answers. And I don't expect us, in the course of one video and some quick comments to get to the bottom of some of them. I just don't think it's that easy. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with unanswered questions. It's the asking of the question and the breaking of the shackles around your brains and mine that life has put on us, that asking questions and thinking about the answers does for us. I mean, that's what I'm about. I'm about real conversation about real subjects and breaking the chains that we in our lives have put around our brains. Some of us have forgotten how to think. Some of us have forgotten how to ask real questions. When you're rushed and watch too many videos or watch too much TV, sometimes we forget how to ask real questions. So, I love where that video went, and there will be others. I love showing my stuff. I like showing you my life. I like sharing it with you. It makes it more meaningful for me. And I like asking tough questions and don't really expect anyone to have the answer. In fact, I don't think anybody has the answer. I don't mean that to be offensive. I'm not saying your answer sucks. I'm saying your answer works for you, and that's what's most important. If it enhances my belief, but I don't completely buy the answer, that's okay. And mine, if I proffer answers in the future, doesn't mean you have to accept them. It'll be another link in your chain that got broken, so you understand why you believe what you believe, or why you believe the answer works for you. I think that's as important as having the answer as itself. So some say that cone means I'm smoking it a little bit too quickly, which is, I do tend to freight train my my cigars a little bit. So J&D's Pipe Dream, if you follow him, he is a CB radio repair guy. He's probably a lot more than that, but that's what I picked up from his videos. And he's thinking about opening up a second location. And one thing I think I can say emphatically, and is in fact the right answer for a lot of people, is leverage is the key to business success. It's got to be more than just you. It has to be based on more than the time you put into it if you really want the business to expand and for monetary wealth, not necessarily happiness. That's something else. But if you want to grow wealth, the way to do that, the real key to that, in my opinion, is leverage. Leverage other people's labor, other people's times, other people's effort. And that doesn't mean you abuse them or treat them like slave labor. It should be a win-win for them as well. And so you treat them well. You treat your employees well. You treat the manager. You know, if you guys open up 2 or 3 shops and you need a manager in each, treat the manager well. Maybe even share profit with them. But the key to real wealth is your ability to leverage. Well, guys, we probably should say goodbye. I don't really want to. I don't know about you, but I feel a hell of a lot better than when I started this video. Cigars kicked in. My Irish whiskey is kicked in. I feel pretty good. I like when Jim ends his video, he's like, go, go. I'm the opposite. I'm like, I don't want to go. Anyway, I've enjoyed these relationships quite well, a lot. And, I like where we're going together. I'm developing real friendships in here, and that's kind of what I wanted to do this for. All right, guys. Well, it's Monday afternoon. It's getting late. It's probably getting close to 5 o'clock. I got to get home. And hope you had a great day. If you had the day off, I hope it was worth it. I hope you used the Martin Luther King Day well. As always, ask questions. Talk back to me. If you have something you want me to talk about or even do a little bit of research, please kick it to me by email or do it here so people can see it. I think the more we do here on camera, in our comments or VRs or however you want to do it, the more beneficial that is. I get all your texts and all your emails, and I write down your ideas. And that's great. I mean, I'll do that all day long. But the more we do up here, I think the more people can benefit from our ideas and thoughts. I love this, you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.